Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree. 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 Hey guys, what's up? So, are you tired of losing in Magic? Are you tired of getting your butt handed to you? Are you tired of looking like a fool? Are you tired of second guessing? Are you just tired and you just want to win and you want to rub it in your friend's face and say, "Ha! Fuck you! You suck!" Do you want a deck that your friends will refuse to play? Do you want a deck that when you go to tournaments, people are going to scream that you're cheating? I've got just a deck for you. My undefeated tournament deck. My Chandra Unleashed. Let me show you just how goddamn powerful this deck is. Alright, so this deck is a standard modern 60 card deck. I do not run a sideboard with this, and part of this deck is the mind play that you bring into tournaments. Because not running a sideboard, someone is going to try to make fun of you for not running a sideboard. At which point, all you got to say is, only strong decks can go without a sideboard, or anything along that. Just something to get in their mind that thinks that your deck, you're so confident in your deck that you've already won that mental warfare. And I have pulled that out before, where somebody has tried to make fun of me about not running a sideboard, and I literally just looked at them and said, well, I mean, my deck's strong enough to not need one. That's all I said, and that person was done from right there. But this deck, and I will show you some of the combos in there that just make this deck unbeatable. And like, I swear the only time this deck has ever been beaten is when I have beaten it, given it to a friend to play this deck, and they don't know what's actually in here, but I do, so I know what to build for. But so here it is. And before I go on with this, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment on this, because all those likes and subscribes, they definitely help me out to build more of these decks for you guys and to do other videos that you guys might like. But you're going to start off with 20 basic lands. All you need, 20 basic lands. You're going to need your Chandra cards. You need a Chandra Planeswalker. You need the Flames Fury. Why? Because it is a removal. So you need your Chandra Nalar Planeswalker. Why? Also a removal. You got both of those. Those are for your long terms. You're almost never going to get both of those out at the same time. But you want to be looking for your Chandra's Regulator so that you can copy any of her loyalty. And there's one of the loyalties on your Chandra Flames Fury that does 10 damage. This copies that loyalty, so you're going right off the bat with 20 damage, unblockable, Regulator, and that's your game right there. All you need to do is 20 damage. So that combo right there, game winner. They're going to want to get that off the board. They're not going to be able to. So now you just want to run your Chandra specific stuff in your deck. So you're going to need 2 Chandra's Flame Wave, which deals 2 damage to target player and each creature that player controls. Then you search your library and or graveyard for a card named the Chandra Flames and bring it out. So this is going to bring your Planeswalker out. It's only a 5 cost. Run you 2 of those. You're probably going to get one of these in like turn 3. Your Chandra's Outrage, you want to run 3 of those. It is a 4 cost, and it deals 4 damage to the target creature and 2 damage to the creature's controller. So, right off the bat, hit them pretty hard right off of that. Now you want your Chandra's Spitfire. So you're going to run 3 of those. They are flying, and whenever an opponent is dealt non-combat damage, remember that because this deck is about to get loaded with that non-combat damage, the Chandra's Spitfire gets a +3 until the end of turn. So this 1/3 is going to turn into a 3/3, hitting right off the bat for everything, and it's flying, so they're probably not going to have any flying defense. You want an Ember Hauler. This is, I swear, this is like one of my favorite cards in a combo to play in here, because he doesn't do much damage, he does 2, but you can sacrifice him that deals 2 damage to any target. Alright, so keep this in mind. I'm going to lay him right here because I'm going to show you something here with this when we get done. You want a Quatus Spike, which is a death touch that you can attach to any creature, right? And then when you use that creature, the player loses half their life. Then you want some Infuriate, so you run 2 of these. This deck runs so goddamn fast that I almost never actually run into these. But all Infuriate does is your target creature gets a +3/+2 until the end of turn. Good little instance to have if you're running, if you run into the problem where you're actually needing your creatures. This deck runs so goddamn fast that I never need that. The Ripscale Predator. You're going to run one of these. This is your big motherfucker. He hits for 6/5, and he's a 6 cost to get out, and he's a menace. So the creature can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. So when he gets out, attach him with anything that makes him any bigger, and you're going to win the game really quick right there. Because they're going to try to focus to get him out of here. You want one Wildlife Elemental. He's a 4 cost to get out. He hits for a 3/3, and then whenever an opponent is dealt non-combat damage, creatures you control get a +1 until the end of the turn. So that's another ramp. You want a Scampering Scorcher. Alright, and so he is a 4 cost to get out. He hits for 1, and then when the Scampering Scorcher enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 red elemental creature tokens. Elementals you control gain haste until the end of turn. And so back to him. There's an elemental. You've got a handful of elementals in here. It's a Chandra deck, so you're going to have some elementals, which is your fire. You got a couple, not bad. Here's another elemental. Your Fire Urchin. He's a 2 cost. He hits for 1. He has Trample, so any of those things that get attached to him, the damage he does goes all the way through, unless he is completely blocked. And so whenever you cast an instant or a sorcery spell, Fire Urchin gets a +1 until the end of the turn. So that's why the trample's beefy on this card, because he's a small cost to get out, but he builds up really big because there's about to be a lot of instants and sorceries on here. Act of Treason, sorcery, a 3 cost, and you gain control of a target creature until the end of turn. Untap that creature. It gains haste until the end of turn. So this, if your opponent has a beefy creature that you want to take control at the end of game, boom. If you want to take control of a creature that he attacked you with and give it right back to him, boom. Untap it, take control with it with haste. Active trees, you can just take it. It's a control. It's a nice one to throw in there. Again, I don't use it a lot. This deck's so goddamn fast. And I put the fast cards on the bottom here for a reason, to show you what you can build up to. The Mask of Immolation, which is a 2 cost to get out, is an artifact equipment. And when the Mask of Immolation enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 red elemental creature token, then attach the Mask of Immolation to the creature token. Or you can attach the equipped creature has a sacrifice a creature, and it deals 1 damage to any target. So that is just a quick damage token card. It attaches to anything. It's nice. You can attach it to your opponent, steal their card with your active trees, and you got 2 cards there to, yeah. That's a good combo. The Diamond Knight. If you can get this is a 3 cost. If you can get this out on turn 3, you could possibly get it out on turn 2. I've done that. But it has a vigilance, so attacking doesn't cause this creature to untap. He just stays tapped. He attacks all the time. And when he enters the battlefield, you choose a color. Obviously, you're going to choose red because this is a mono red deck. And whenever you cast a spell of that chosen color, put a 1/1 counter on the Diamond King. That counter does not go off at the end of turn. Everything is a spell. Creatures, sorceries, instants, enchantments, everything's a spell. He is a creature, small cost to get out. They're going to try to get him off the battlefield. You want them to focus on these creatures. That's the point of these larger creatures in here that are kind of a small cost to get out. You want them to focus on that, on these creatures. Then you want to put a Vial of Dragonfire, 2 cost artifact. You sacrifice that and it deals 2 damage to target creature. Removal card. Nice one to have. You want, here's some more Death Touch. You want some Gorgon's heads. You want 2 of them. You attach them to any creature and they gain Death Touch. So people are going to watch out for what you're going to block with, because you can attach these to your tokens. Block with them. Whatever they attack with, go ahead and get that off the field. They're dead. So put those there because there's a combo that I use with those guys. Get you a Lava Coil. Lava Coil deals 4 damage to target creature. And then if that creature would die this turn, you exile it instead. So that is a permanent removal of a creature that can get annoying. So when you're ready to attack with your creatures, get your get your Lava Coil, remove something, go ahead and attack. The Scorch Spitter. Get 3 of these. I love this card. This card is a 1-drop. You can get it out turn 1, do it all the time, and he does 1/1 damage. But whenever he deals damage, he also deals an additional 1 damage to the player or planeswalker, whichever you want to deal the damage to. But so it's a 1+1 on damage, regardless. If they block it, player or planeswalker still gets 1. You run 3 of these. I swear to God, these are the most. These are almost what makes this deck worth playing for creatures. Get these guys out. Just keep on hitting. Keep on hitting until you can build up these cards that I have on the bottom here. Another thing you can do with these guys. So here's one of my combos that I like to do. Pop your Death Touch on him. So now he's going to deal 1+1 damage with Death Touch. So people are going to think twice about blocking him. So you're pretty much always going to get 2 damage out until somebody's got something to take him out. And then you can even pop him with some kind of counter to make him bigger. But he's got that Death Touch on there, so people are going to think twice about trying to remove that guy. My favorite cards to play. The Pack Wolf. He is a 2-cost, so you can get him out turn 2. And for each Pack Mastiff that you have, he attacks with an additional 1/1. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4 of these, dealing 8 damage, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage, because I'll attack all together, dealing 12 damage. And since they're a pack, you can just boom, throw that Death Touch on there. That whole pack's got Death Touch. That right there. If you're going for the long game, that right there is going to win your game. Right there. Love that combo, because that's one of the things that you're going to pull out in a tournament, and your opponent is going to say you have a illegal deck, and the judge is going to come up and say that's how that works. That's how packs work. And alright, before I get into these, why I kept this one is also, since you see your creatures, you're going to boom, put him on the battlefield. He's only hitting for 2. You can sack him. You can put your Quatus Spike on top of him. And what did I say about the Quatus Spike? Quatus Spike, get it up here so you can see it. There we go. Quatus Spike, whenever the opponent is dealt damage, loses half their life. So, what people are going to bitch about is now you are going to sack. So your opponent is automatically dealt 2 damage plus half their life, because they're dealt damage. So potentially 12. You know, half their life. And then go ahead and hit them with your pack. There's your game. Right there. Good one. But there's more with that one. So hold those out there for you guys. And yeah. So here's our field, right? There's our field right now for our creatures. All right. So you got some shock damage. You want 1, 2, 3, 4 shock damage, right? And they deal 2 damage to any target. Any target. That's including the player, because he's a target. He's not a creature. He's a target. Skull Crack. Run 4 of these. This is going to end the game by turn 3. And that's what makes this deck so fast, because you got these right here together is going to end this game, along with any of this. It's going to end the game by turn 3, turn 4. Super fast game. What does Skull Crack do? For your turn cost, right? Players can't gain life this turn. Don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about your life. Damage can't be prevented this turn. So if they can't counter this, you see where we're going on here? Damage can't be prevented. Oh, and then what's the next one? Skull Crack deals 3 damage to the target player. Alright. So this card's resolved. Go ahead and attack with everything that you've got. Oh, they got a counter for that? They can't counter that one now because second thing resolves on that after they counter that. Oh, damage can't be prevented. Boom. Got another one. Oh, do it again. Oh, oh. Just keep on hitting them. Just keep on hitting them. Just keep on hitting them. This deck is so amazing just with these cards right here. These cards right here. Yeah, I got it upside down, whatever. These cards right here, these 8 people are going to hate you. These 3 people are going to hate you. These 6 people are going to be annoyed by you. Your planeswalkers, if they don't get these off the field, they're dead within like 2 turns of these being on the field. And then what you want to do, what you want to build around, what I built around, is this one. You want to get this one on the field as soon as possible, and then you want to build to get this one up. If you can get this one up first, you want to be able to save so that you can hit them with your ulti on here that does 10 damage. Hit them with that regulator that does 20 damage. So goddamn fast. So goddamn hurtful. This deck this deck doesn't lose. So there you have it, guys. If you want to win every Magic game you ever play, make you this Chandra Unleashed deck. You can add your own little spin to it. You can add some more spells, some more instants. You can throw some kickers in there. You can throw some flings in there. You can do whatever you want. Throw some more dinosaurs, some more rib scales, some rib jaws, whatever you want to do. But I'm telling you, if you're tired of losing, this is a deck. And I promise you, every time you play this, from the first time to the 100th time, you're going to find new and inventive combos that's going to win you games against any color deck, any version deck. It's so goddamn good. It's so goddamn good. Like, when I play my friends, they refuse to play this unless they want to test something that they think is good. They'll say, pull this out and let's see how it runs against this, because they're gonna die in 4 turns and 3 turns. The game's over. It's so goddamn fast. That's it. If you guys have any thoughts on this, let me know. Give me a comment. If you guys like this video, definitely like it. Share this video. Make sure you subscribe. Do anything. You know, help me out here, guys. Like, I'm showing you my secrets on how to win in Magic. And I didn't want to show you this like at all. I've shown you how to make some pretty good tech decks. This one, it didn't really cost me a lot. It cost me, I think, altogether, because I experimented with a handful of cards to begin with. I think altogether this deck cost me like $60 to make. If you were to buy these cards individually, you're looking at like maybe $45. It is really super cheap. I've played, just for fun, I've played Brawl decks with this. I've played Pioneer decks. I've played Historic decks, Legacy decks. I've even played Commander decks, which I know I had the advantage on the Commander deck just because I have multiple cards, but they wanted to play it, and I like destroyed a Commander deck in like 5 turns. Like, this is my number 1 deck. This is, I've won way more pride out of just building this than anything. I mean, it has, for me, it has a 100% win rate because I know what I have in here. I know what I built for. I know my combos, and again, like every time I play this deck, I find more combos. There's just things that people don't expect out of this because it's a mono red, so they expect it to be a burn, damage deck. They just don't expect it to be fucking Super Saiyan hyper aggro in your face, cut you in the throat, coup de grace. Best deck ever. But yeah, until next time, guys, I'll try to find you something special for the new year. I got something in mind. Stay tuned, guys. Make sure you subscribe. Love you.